Hi, I'm Julie Johnson. I'm a elementary school teacher here in Ontario, Canada, and I'm also the co-founder of a company called BetterThanWorksheets that I co-created with my husband, Patrick Johnson, who is also an elementary school teacher here in Ontario. So the first iBook that we came up with is called You Know the Answer Adventures. And in this series, there's 5 adventures. You are the star of an adventure that you go through, and as you answer each question, you progress on to the next scene of the adventure. So let's look at the first one here, which is Kayaking Adventure. So kayak your way into adventure while navigating rivers and plural nouns. Each one has a particular sort of literacy focus. So, and of course it comes with sound effects, which can be either music-based, or as you see over here, there's a sound effect. And we found that kids love pressing the sound effect parts, and of course the sound effects correspond to whatever happens in the story. We also have a read to me function in this particular book. So there's the text, so you could either read the text, you're relaxing at your cabin in the woods this weekend, or you can press this and have it read to you.
You are relaxing at your cabin in the woods this weekend.
On each page there's a bit of text that sort of tells what's happening in the adventure, and then there's a question, a corresponding question that goes with it. So in this one, you are relaxing at your cabin in the woods this weekend. Time for a kayak adventure. You hop into your kayak and hit the lake. And then complete the following sentence with the correct word. Your kayak floats along the rippling, and then you have a selection of A, B, C, or D. And this particular book's focus is plural nouns. So you would then have to figure out what is the right word that goes in the context of that sentence and how is it spelled as a plural noun. The second iBook that we created is Sarah the Super Spy, and it is a longer narrative that is told through a series of comics. The comics I created on a website called bitstrips.com, which is a comics creation website, and I quite enjoy using that as a writer. I'm not a proficient drawer, but I am a writer, so it allowed me to use pictures that I needed to tell the story that I wanted to tell. The story is about Sarah, who is an ordinary girl with a kind of ordinary life, and she suddenly develops through this accident superpowers and now must adjust to life as a super spy. And like our previous book, there is a clickable section where there's music or sound effects. So this goes with chapter 1. And as I said, they're all comics based. So here's the first comic of chapter 1 and the storyline. And there's a sound effect or music that goes with each page. And also after each panel is a series of questions. So we're kind of sneaking in some reading comprehension, kind of testing the reader's ability to see what do they comprehend. So in these examples here, it is clearly this is a comic, how do you know? So they need to select the best possible response. So they have an option of A, B, C, or D. And this question over here, in this comic's first panel, the word undisclosed means, and then they have to kind of guess at the word in context. So the questions that we create are having to do with writing form, words in context, maybe a retell question and something to clarify about something about what's happening, or an inferencing style question where they have to take clues from the narrative and come up with the best possible response. So after each panel, there's the 2 questions. So they're not, they're very much integrated into the storyline. So from our experience, kids really like having those right sort of embedded in the story, as well as they really enjoy the, it becomes a bit like a game answering these. So it's not seen as work, more like playing, which is sort of our philosophy. We like the idea of learning being more play-based than the idea of must do these questions, must work. So again, it goes through a series of panels as you discover about Sarah's powers and sort of what she needs to contend with. So I hope you've enjoyed our conversation here about the iBooks we've created. You can find us at BetterThanWorksheets.com, and also we're on Twitter at BTWorksheets, which stands for Better Than Worksheets, and that's on Twitter.